hear me? Can you see me? Some technical issues here. Okay, so finally, I'm very sorry. So let's start with some. Okay, so we were talking about good marketing. Now let's try to do it again. Let's just come back to our presentation. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so that was the slide about the bad marketing. Please let me know if you heard about these bad marketing points. Did we cover them? Okay, so I hope we just covered these points. So let's just go again to some basics about good marketing. So we'll just start again, and I will just explain it to you again. So just briefly, a few points about good marketing. Do research, create unique selling proposition, build strategy, build marketing strategy, decide on marketing tactics, and then analyze. So let's go ahead and learn more about research. First of all, you do really need to start with this point. Just when you start your business, when you grow your business, you need to do the research. You need to know your market very well. You need to know about the size of the market, about how the market is growing, how many users are on the market, and how many players are on the market. So then you can learn more about your clients. You should know, you should have as much information about your clients as possible. Just at the middle of the night, you should get up and be ready to tell what are the interests of your clients, right? So because it's very important. For example, the service for mothers with kids is very different than the service for young people. Then you should know about your competitors. Who are your competitors? What other services you have on the market? You need to know about their advantages and disadvantages. Only then you will be able to prepare your strategy. Only then you will be able to create this unique selling proposition. I'm going to talk about it soon. So let's just imagine that at your area you have different services, but for example, students like to go to the club on Friday and on Saturday, but no real services, no real taxi service can offer them a ride home after the club. So you see the opportunity here, right? So you can start with a service for young people, and you can provide some unique opportunities, some unique services to these people. It will be just a free niche for you. And then you can build on the marketing strategy around this unique niche, right? So we are and I want to highlight this again from other taxi services. You need to be different. You need to offer different services. You need to, I don't know, just tone of voice. Your brand should be different from what others sells. And I know that many of our clients promote their taxi services as the cheapest taxi in the area. But this is wrong. I'm sorry, but you do really need to consider other options. You need to remember that differentiating by the price is a wrong strategy. There always will be someone who is cheaper than you. And at the end, you will just not be able to compete with others. And people will not remember the cheapest taxi in the area. They need to remember you as a unique taxi company with a unique brand, with a unique proposition. Like I see here from Oman, and for example, one of the very good strategies that his service use is based on the location. So the taxi of Harith is was created in Amman, and that's the unique feature that differentiates Harith taxi from other services. It's local service. It's a money-based service, and people know like a taxi as an Omani-grown taxi service, and this is good. Then we are going to. We are going to the next slide with the strategy. So after you did your research, after you know what is unique selling proposition, you need to create the strategy for your marketing, for your business. You need, so you have your value proposition, you have your competitive advantage there, you have your key brand messaging, and you have all the data on target customers, and you just need to set the goal. And you have all these things, and then you can just create tactics. Then you start your marketing campaign around this strategy. That's very concrete steps you need to do in marketing. For example, you just can start with creating, let's say, the website. You can start with App Store optimization. You can start with having Instagram ads. You can start with Google ads. And all these campaigns on each platform, they should play around this common strategy that you have with like the same message, with for the same audience. That will create just a complex and one unique picture of your business. So then we have analysis. For sure, this is a very important step as well. So after you have your strategy, after you started your campaigns, and after you decided on tactics, then you need to analyze somehow what you're doing. And you just need to set up KPIs, so just very important indicators that will tell you about how your marketing campaign is going on. So, for example, it could be cost per install, which is quite important because, for example, if your cost per install is like $20 and one ride costs like, you get like $3 from one ride, there is no sense, right? So to proceed with the campaign, you need to set, like, for example, number of new riders you want to get within one period of time, within 1 month, for example, or 1 year, and number of rides that you want to have, let's say, by the end of the month, by the end of the year. Because again, if you have your marketing campaign, on different platforms, and you get users, you get app installs, but for example, it's not your target audience, this could happen, and this is normal. And you just see that, okay, the number of new riders is not that big as you decided, as you wanted, as you set up, then what's the point to proceed with the campaign? You just lose your money. This campaign just do nothing for your business. So there is no need to proceed with this. And you always need to track this. I would recommend you to set up these KPIs for 1 year and to track them at least each month. Also, I want to recommend you be realistic. It's also very important because you can have like very high standards and you will never be able to achieve them. Then, yeah, as I mentioned, you just measure your KPIs, you just measure your cost per install, you measure the number of new riders, and yes, then you will be able to have these data-driven decisions. And that's it. So let's just talk about online marketing, about how to do it right. And I want to start with the website and the design of the website. You probably saw this screen in the previous webinar. So here we have, this is actually not the right pictures, and the text is not right. So it should be vice versa. So the first picture is the picture of the bad design, and the second picture is the picture of the good design. So the good design, the good website should be very simple, should be very clear, with very simple fonts, with very simple text, so everyone, all users can understand it. So the same for your apps and the same for your logo. You should always remember that your logo that you create should be recognizable by other people. It should be very simple and very clear. So this is very short about the website. For sure, here we have search engine optimization, which is always good to use, but for sure it's a very long story, and I think we will just need to set up a separate webinar about search engine optimization. So then we are talking about App Store optimization. This is another thing. This is the optimization of your apps, so users can find them. And here we have just a few points that you always need to take into account when you do your App Store optimization. So first of all, it's logo. That's what I mentioned before. It should be very clear, very simple, and very recognizable. You should always pay attention to your keywords. What is keywords? It's just some phrases that people might use when they're looking for your apps. For example, in some countries, people can search for like taxi services, and you should make sure that your app will appear on the search, so people just can see it. And you should always look for new keywords, because people always change their mind. They find like different search terms they can use to find for taxi apps and stuff. So then we have descriptions. Your description on the App Store should be very clear. So if you have a taxi company, then please write in the description that you're like a taxi company that is located, for example, in Egypt. And you're, for example, if you want to, if your audience is young people, then just write it, mention it, that this is the taxi for young people in Egypt, but be very clear. Then screenshots, it's also very important. Just let me be honest, people love beautiful pictures. Just give people beautiful pictures and nice pictures. Like nice pictures are pictures that are clear, that are beautiful, with nice colors and without many text. Just give it to them. And then reviews, which is also a very important part. So people leave reviews on your services, and you need to answer these reviews. You just have a dialogue with other people. First of all, it is good because app stores will take into account your replies, and you will just show other people that you pay attention to their problems, or you pay attention to the marks, to the rates they put in the stores. This is all about good SEO. In a few words, we are going to online advertising. Let's say we are talking about Google, we're talking about Facebook and Instagram ads here, we're talking about Snapchat and any other ads on any other platforms. So here are a few points that are important. First of all, it's clear message. Again, we're talking about it again, because people should know what they will get at the end. If you're a taxi service, you're a taxi service, right? Don't try to put a lot of beautiful words. Nobody cares about them, really. It's just came into my mind. I remember one best ad I have ever seen in my life. That was just white background, and there were only one word written on this ad, flowers, and that's it. You know what you get at the end. You will get flowers. It's very simple, right? So make sure that your ads are very simple as well and have very clear message as well and clear image for sure. Don't try to put a lot of small things on your pictures. And as soon as you have this clear ad, just make sure that you put it for a well-defined audience. So well-defined audience is the audience you want to work with, is your potential clients, is your clients. So again, if you're working with a young audience, if you're working with the students, make sure that settings have this that your ad will be shown to young people and students. This is very simple. You can just set it up on any platform when you will set up this advertising campaign. So I'll just show you a few good online advertising. So on the biggest picture, we see a very clear ad for one of our clients. It's clear. We have the word taxi here. We understand that this is the taxi, and it has a very strong message, of kind of unique selling proposition. So the taxi, the service, Onde taxi, this is the service that provides a kind of technology solution for the taxi. It has apps, it's for young people, it's for people who take care about technologies, who are interested in technologies. That's all about the first ad. Then we have the second picture is about, was created for another client, and here we have, again, very clear message, no surging, so the taxi service has regular prices even at peak hours. Also, the picture is very clear, not a lot of text, not a lot of small things on the picture. And I also put just a small ad. This is for our taxi. This is not banner advertising, it's search advertising when people just look for taxi services in Google. Again, what do we have here? We have a clear message. This is the taxi app. This is the taxi app #1. This is a local brand. This is a reliable brand and very easy to use. So one tap and your driver is here. Very clear message again. Then social media. For sure, you need to pay attention to social media. You need to create groups on different social networks like Facebook, like Twitter, Instagram as well. And this is a very good thing. This is a very good opportunity for you to talk to your audience. Really, just stay connected to people that use your services. And I really think that people who stay connected with their clients are the best ones, because for the client it's very important to know that you have someone behind this company, someone humane, and it's very important for the client to know that their problems will be taken seriously, that they can't just message you and they will get a reply. Then another thing is involving your audience into different activities. Just put some thought-provoking pictures, put some messages, ask them questions, ask them their opinions. You can have, I don't know, different contests, for example, just giveaways for them. This will involve them into activities in your account. They will be happy to share like some messages with their friends, which is good. Also, another thing that is very important and that is very good for social networks is providing support, because, well, young generation really aims to contact via social networks. So, for example, if they have any problems, they would probably go to Twitter or go to Facebook and send a message there. And you need to provide a support to them. Another thing that is not connected to your groups and your accounts on social media is influencers. It's very good to use influencers, but it's a very tricky thing, I would say. It's good to find good bloggers. It's good to find good influencers with a good audience, with a high quality audience, with let's say people among which you can find your clients. For example, if we're talking about young audience, just find someone who are talking about like important things for young audience. Contact an influencer who is talking about, let's say, music, modern music, or I don't know, maybe some cool events at your area, cool parties at your area. Contact them and try to establish relationships with them. Try to offer them contests, try to offer them some discounts or promo codes so they can use the service and tell their audience about your company, about your taxi service. Then I can't live without attention offline marketing, because online is always good, but it's very important to use offline marketing, especially if we're talking about emerging markets where not everyone has a smartphone. So you need to consider offline marketing as well. For example, you can just use leaflets with promo codes and leave them somewhere at the restaurants, at the clubs, at the hotels. That can use some logos and some nice pictures on your cars. For sure, it's good to partner with airports. It's good to partner with bars and with restaurants. A lot of things could be done here. You can even use like local advertising in magazines or on TV or radio. You are the one who knows better what is like the best thing to use in your area, right? So there are a number of options. And again, always remember about your strategy and build all your campaigns, both online and offline, according to your main strategy, according to your unique selling proposition, according to your audience. If you can put together both online and offline marketing and make one solid and complex campaign, that would be really cool. That will really take attention of the audience. and you will have your users. That's really good to do. So just let's sum up about what we were talking about. So know who you're dealing with, know your market, know your competitors, and the most important thing, know your clients, know their interests. The second point, be unique. Always remember about your unique selling proposition, about your service. Not try to differentiate from others with prices. Try to find some unique point about your services. Even if you have the most, like, let's say, if your drivers are the most smiling drivers in the world, it will be, again, it will be a good selling proposition. Why not to use it? For example, it's not like you can just think about what can differentiate you from other taxi services. Then create this strategy for your business. Follow this strategy. Take into account all the research you did. Take into account your unique selling proposition. Take into account your audience and follow this strategy. And then, for sure, analyze. Whenever you do, whatever you do, it doesn't really matter. Always analyze what you're doing in marketing and then make decisions. Let me be honest. Marketing is the thing is not like mathematics. Sometimes it can work, sometimes not. But if you will analyze all your steps, all the marketing campaigns you do, this will help you a lot, and you will be ready to make right decisions. You will be ready to stop the campaign that doesn't bring you money. You will be ready to change. Sometimes you even need to change the strategy. This can happen, and this is a normal thing. And after you do all the steps, and for sure, if you have a little bit of luck, then just get money, be happy, enjoy, have your users, grow your business, and yeah, conquer the world at the end. That's it. I would be happy to answer your questions. For sure, this webinar was very basic, I would say, just how to start dealing with it. Good marketing, how to do good marketing, and for sure on each point, on each slide of this presentation, there should be just another marketing webinar, and we'll probably do this. But yeah, if you've got any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Okay, so Reed is asking about how to set the campaigns KPIs. So, okay, let's start with the KPI. This is very simple. Like, as a business, you have some indications that will show you that that you do your business right. And for example, for taxi business, it's always like about so for sure, the more rides you have per month, the more rides you have per year, the better it is, right? So let's say one KPI could be rides, like the number of rides. Rides are coming from riders. So we have riders. This is another KPI, the number of riders, right? So how many riders you can get, how many riders you get at a period of time during the month, within the year, right? So you have riders. Another KPI, as I mentioned, that which is also quite important, it's cost per instance. If it's too expensive, there is no sense to proceed with the campaign, right? you have to stop it. So you need to know your cost per installs. Then for sure, one important thing is return on investments. So for example, it will allow you to know on how much money you make from each dollar you invest into marketing, right? So, and for example, if you have some negative numbers there, you understand that, okay, you just lose your money if you, that it doesn't make sense to have the campaign. There could be like other KPIs, but this is very like business question, economical question. I know you need to think based on your business. So these are basic KPIs for a taxi company, but you also can think about other stuff, right? So you can think, for example, about number of drivers, which is also important. Like if you have, you need to have more drivers at the end of the year, right? So this also could be another KPI for your marketing campaign. About setting the campaigns, it's also, it's very different. It depends on the platform. I know. So this should be just probably another webinar. For example, if you want to set up a Google campaign, you need to decide which type of the campaign you want to set up. So like what we usually do within our department when you do campaigns for our clients, we discover the audience, the number of the audience. For example, if the audience is quite large, we understand, and they use Facebook, then we usually start with the Facebook and Instagram because they're like different settings. Okay, so you decided to start the campaign with the Facebook. You need to know the requirements to start the campaign for the Facebook. You just Google it. Let's say requirements for like pictures, requirements for the text for Facebook, and then based on these requirements, you can start thinking, and you can start like thinking about the ideas for your campaigns. And as soon, let's say you have the idea for your campaign to get like more businessmen, for example, and you can then create the ad for businessman. Probably, I don't know, let's say you want to see on the picture businessman riding like on the back seat of the car, holding a smartphone, something like this, and you want to, then you just have the text for this ad, and yeah, then you just go on Facebook, you create your Facebook business account, you create your Facebook ad account, and then yeah, you just go through all the steps. It's quite simple, I would say. And yeah, then you choose the audience, you choose the time when you want to show this campaign, you choose how much money you're ready to spend, and that's it. And then you just track everything again on the Facebook analytics shows pretty everything. But yeah, for sure there are many more like small things and small details you should take into account. But that's just another question, another talk, another webinar maybe. Just yeah, please feel free to send a message here and send a request, not only for marketing, but any questions maybe that I will not be able to answer within this webinar, just please send them to this email. So that's it for setting up the campaigns, and yeah, probably I will be ready to tell you more after the webinar. So yeah, Octavia, sending greetings from Curacao, and hi Octavia, greetings from Belarus. Any other questions? I'd be happy to answer them right now. we have, I guess, around 15 minutes more to talk about marketing, campaigns. Please feel free to ask anything about this. Okay, guys, so let's wait for just a few more minutes. If there is no questions, then we will probably finish, but yeah, I'm still waiting. Okay, so for instance, is writing, we always have problem to track the downloads by digital campaign. Yes, that's not that easy, I would say, but yeah. Well, actually, you just should use different platforms when you have different campaigns on different platforms. For example, Google Ads, they show your downloads, but yeah, you need to add settings. You need to set up tracking of conversions. Conversions is an important term, so that shows like how many people did the thing that you want them to do. Like, for example, in your case, it's download. So you want people to download your app, and this should be like a goal event for you at your campaign. And this is the conversion. And you just need to set up this conversion in your settings of Google Ads or Facebook ads. Also, again, for any platform, there are some guides how to do this. As soon as you set this up, you will be able to track the conversions. So you will be able to track downloads of your apps. Because, well, tracking downloads by digital campaigns is actually easier than do it for offline marketing. But yeah, for different platforms, it's always different. It's a technical thing, I would say. But yeah, as soon as you just set this up, you will be able to track everything. Octavia is writing, how can I guide my campaign to get 60 plus customers? Well, that's quite an easy goal, I would say. Okay, so you have the goal. Hope you have the strategy. If you don't have the strategy, so just please think about the strategy. Think about what is unique point for you and who is your client again. So as soon as you understand it, as soon as you have this in your mind and on paper, then you can think where you can get these customers. For now, the easiest ways to get them is to try with digital campaigns, with Facebook ads, with Google ads, with any other ads on any other platforms. So, for example, you have your clients on Facebook. They use Facebook a lot, and you know it. Then you need just to create the campaign for these users. You, again, as I told to Harith, you just need to think about the idea of the campaign, create the ad, set this up, put some money into it. That's actually important. And yeah, just start this campaign and wait and track. Spend some money on it, and yeah, you'll get your customers. It's a simple goal. 60 is not that much. But yeah, again, just to, for example, to give you a more detailed guide, I just need to know your context. Let's say, the country you are operating in. Okay, so Octavia is writing because here in Curacao there are about 39,000 inhabitants. And I want to focus strategic campaign for them. Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, I just understood. It's like you're talking about the age. So you should know whether these people use smartphones and which platforms they use. Because, for example, I don't know, if they use Facebook, Facebook can be a really good platform for them. And probably with the number of your audience, probably it would be good to try Google app campaign, which could be really cheap in some cases. So again, you have this years old audience. You should know everything about them. You should know about their interests, whether they use smartphones, for example. If they don't use smartphones, think about like magazines, or think about other sources of information for them. Maybe they're going just to the local market, or maybe they go to the shop every day, or maybe they have a club where they go to, and try to partner with this club, for example. Try to create some leaflets for these people. Think about what these people need, because, well, I don't know, for 60 plus, they want just a comfort taxi, for example. Again, yeah, probably no surgeon for them. So create the campaign around these disadvantages of your service. Create some advertising based on disadvantages for them, and just put this advertising somewhere where these people usually at the places these people usually visit. That's very simple. If they visit Facebook, if they use Facebook, put it on Facebook. If they use Google, put it on Google. If they don't have smartphones, if they don't use any digital platforms, just find the places, find offline places they go into, and try to collaborate with these places and create some leaflets. That's it. Just always keep in mind your audience. What do they need? What do they use? And then you will be able to have the campaign, successful campaign. Any other questions? Okay, I see another question. From Ajit. Hi, too much competition in my area. What to do about it? Well, that's, again, start with the research, because even if you have a lot of competitors, even if you have a lot of other taxi services, they always have disadvantages. Obviously, you can always find a niche on the market. You can even talk to their clients. You can even, let's say, have some service and ask questions to these people. Are they satisfied with the current services, or they want something else, or they have some complaints? For example, they don't like cars, or the prices are very expensive and it's always surging, even though I don't talk about, I said not to talk about prices still. You should know about these. Maybe they're not satisfied that there is no taxi at night, for example. There are always different options. And as soon as you get this information, as soon as you know the opinion of your potential clients, the opinion of like people living in your area, you will know what are disadvantages of current players, right? And based on these disadvantages, you can create your service. Just give people what they want, right? If they want more like comfortable cars, give them more comfortable cars. If they want like having taxis at night, just give them taxis at night. Just let them go at night somewhere they want to. Or let's say all these niches are kind of they have their services, but for example, you have kids, and for example, cars or taxi services in your area, they don't have chairs for kids. Just give cars with chairs for kids to mothers in your area. This is a good thing to give. Think about it. Even you can always think, you can always create something, some additional value to your client. And this is it. And then, yes, then just go and try to tell other people about your service and about the value you have. This is a bit more, this can be a bit more complicated in terms of like advertising, because you will probably need to spend quite a lot of money on advertising when the market is competitive. But again, you can always think about other options. You can always think about any other ideas. Really just try to find maybe some unused places. This is it. I do believe that there is always a place, there is always a thing to focus on, and really you can really find your niche, or even on very competitive markets. Just think about needs of your audience. That's it. Again, this is what I'm talking about is very basic. It's very, it's not very detailed, but to give some more information, we just need to consider your case separately, and to have the context, to know where you're from, to know more about your market and competition in your area, and then for sure I will be able to give you more information, but this is very basic. Just 2 minutes left, I guess. So if you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm waiting for 2 more minutes. And then if you don't have a chance to ask these questions, or maybe you will have them or they will arise later, just please feel free to send them to this email address on the screen, marketing@onde.app. I will be happy to answer them. I will be happy to provide more information. Yeah. Okay, so I guess there will be no questions anymore. So I want to say thank you all for being at the webinar, for listening to all this stuff. Thank you for your questions. And yeah, I wish you good luck. I wish you good luck with your marketing, and I wish you good luck with finding a niche on the market and doing a good and effective marketing. Good luck, yeah, and again, email on the screen. Happy to answer other questions, and wish you a good day, good evening, yeah, and good luck, and goodbye.